Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a story on the stairs in the woods. And before I start, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. If you've been here, thank you for coming back. So I've been having these comments on my elevator game video about the stairs in the woods. I hadn't really looked into it. I've heard of it throughout the years. And I believe they've even made movies about it, just pretty much the meaning of stairway to heaven type of thing. But I didn't realize there was actually like real stories about people finding stairs in the woods. So from my understanding, the first story came from Search and Rescue, a Reddit user who had talked about running into just stairs in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, leading up to pretty much nothing. It's just, I'm going to show a picture, but pretty much it's just like you took stairs out of your house and just put them in the middle of the woods. And I'm not sure if this story is even true, but because of that simple story, it was like a wildfire. All of a sudden, all sorts of different stories started coming up of people who had seen these stairs in the middle of woods. And not just in the United States. It was in Germany, in Portugal, in the Philippines, just around the world. So I decided to look up and see if there was any truth into these stairs, because obviously, you know, there's sometimes when we hear about like a ghost sighting or a UFO or just something you haven't experienced yourself, it's an unbelievable story that you just don't want to believe it. But people who experience things that are abnormal, obviously it's real to that person. I mean, I've told a lot of stories about just experiences that I've went through that seem unbelievable, but they're true because it happened to me. But not everything happens to everyone. So aside from some Reddit stories, I did run into this story from a travel blogger named Matt Ravel. He ended up sharing his experience on a blog. So let me read this to you guys. It was just a week ago when we all went on a trip to an isolated forest. We had planned to do camping at the site and exploring. After reaching, we set up the tents and everything and thought of wandering, carrying a camera and keep some photography tips in mind while capturing any suspicious thing. I still have a mixed feeling of agreeing with the idea, like what on this God's green planet I was thinking about. I felt positive about the decision because I got to know the mysterious thing that was out of the world. And I felt negative because it came in a sudden and creepiest way. I'll tell you how. We were all laughing and enjoying our vacay mode, clicking pictures, talking and walking without any fear. You know, every group has a person that over-exaggerates things, right? And are also outgoing. By this, I mean they literally go out of the way. We also have one, Roy. We all headed north and we all had decided that we will stay together. But Roy, as usual, went ahead. And we weren't worried about him until we heard him scream. We hurriedly went in the direction he went. When we reached there, he was sitting on a staircase holding his foot. We were surprised not because he was sitting there holding his foot like a 5-year-old kid, but because there was a staircase in the woods that led to nowhere. As we were going near the stairs, we felt strange. It was like the staircase was hypnotizing us. We are drawn to it. Usually this happens when you see something mesmerizing. The stairs that were in front of us were older than ruins. As we were going to step on the staircase, Roy pulled us back and said, "Let's go." We tried to ask him why, but he started his tape recorder. "I want to go back. Let's go." And was continuously whining about the scratch he got. We didn't have any other option left. The whole day he reacted strangely and was quite like anything. We haven't seen him like this ever. As time was ticking, our concern towards him grew, and to the evening, our curiosity to know what happened to him went to the peak. We were sure all this happened because of the creepy, mysterious stairs in the woods. We asked him about his weird behavior, and he said he felt some energy pulling him towards the stairs, and that was not normal at all. It looked more like paranormal activity. He couldn't see anything except the stairs. This was enough to give us spine-chilling vibes. A sudden whoosh of wind could scare us. And then we decided to look upon the internet as soon as we got network coverage. The next morning, after moving out of the woods, I was totally on Google to search about it. I thought this was the only wilderness where there was a staircase that led to nowhere. I was wrong. There are others too. Many people have reported about the mysterious stairs in the woods, but it has been recommended by search and rescue officer not to climb any stairs you find in the woods. A staircase that leads you to a temple, a chapel, or even a graveyard is still fine and has reasonable explanations, but the staircase that doesn't have any destination is dangerous. It can lead you to the doors of heaven or can throw you into the burning hell of fire. So from what I see is there's many theories. There's a theory that only certain people can see them, and it's either a stairway to heaven or a stairway to... There's another theory that maybe just there was a temple or something, some type of structure, and then, obviously just time, something happened, war, whatever, and the stairs were created. But the problem is these stairs have been seen throughout the world. So if that were the case, then why are they being seen in so many different places? So does that mean that this specific, explosion or whatever happens in everywhere and that's just how you explain it? I don't know. But a lot of different Redditors have their own different stories. You can't really tell if it's true or not, but I did find a few stories that may be true. I don't know if there aren't. The travel blogger, I'm not 100% sure if I trust him or not, but that's his story, and only he will know if it's true or not. A doctor that was working with the government, with the whole Area 51, he had reported some stairs that had moved and then left the burn marks underneath where the stairs should have been. In the Philippines, there was a forest ranger. He apparently ran into a dog that was trying to bite him, and he went up the stairs to try to avoid being bitten. He thought that he was only gone for a few minutes, and he had actually been gone for days. He ended up getting fired. I mean, obviously, that could have been an excuse because he was missing from work, so maybe he just thought up this story. But I mean, why specifically the stairs? I mean, there could have been so many things that you can come up with if you're not going to show up to work for that many days. So it's kind of interesting that he used this whole elaborate story that that they might not believe. Now, whether this story is true or not, what I can say is that I haven't really found any actual photos of sightings of the stairs. Even the travel blogger that I read the story from, there's no actual video pictures of any staircase leading anywhere, so we pretty much have to just go off of what people are saying they saw. There's a lot of people that insist that it's just pretty much a creepypasta story that just everyone felt like that just ignited a bunch of other stories from other people. But the thing that creeps me out is the fact that why is there so many people around the world that decided to jump into this bandwagon of, oh, I saw stairs in the woods? I mean, even if it wasn't true, you would think that the stories would only, if I said I saw something, you would think it would only be in my surrounding area. How did someone from the Philippines end up hearing this story and decided, you know what, I'm gonna say the story too? Someone in Germany saw this story, and they decided, you know what, I'm gonna say this story too. So that's the only thing that creeps me out, which to me gives me like a tiny little bit of wonder of whether it's true or not. There are a bunch of other actual stairs that were left over from ruins from just throughout history. So I mean, maybe they saw this story on Reddit and maybe that they just went off of that. But I mean, right now there's no actual photos or anything, so I don't know whether to believe it or not. I mean, it could be true. If you know anything about these stairs, if you've seen the stairs, if you know anyone that has seen the stairs, go ahead and comment below. But thank you very much for sticking around. I'm gonna end it right here because again, there's not much out there regarding these stairs. One thing I do want to say is, you know, when you hear something and you're like, I know I've either seen this or known about this story. So it's funny because when I looked into it, I kind of felt like I already knew about it. Like I've been hearing this story for so many years, kind of like a deja vu. Like, it's so weird. It's like I feel like I've already known about this. I don't know, that's just something different. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.